What's going on, everybody? Kennybomb is in the building, and over the last few days, there's been some pretty crazy rumors going around surrounding Kombat Pack 3, and to be honest with you, I really don't care to talk about them. But I know it'll be pretty awkward to keep making Mortal Kombat content without addressing the elephant in the room, so let's get it over with.
Run, boy, they coming on.
All right, so before we get into it, I'm gonna let y'all know that I am one of those, what do they call them? Toxically positive Mortal Kombat creators. And every video I make on this channel is for people who love Mortal Kombat, not for people who love to hate Mortal Kombat. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, these are just rumors and nothing is confirmed until Ed Boon hops on Twitter and drops a tweet that says, cancel Christmas on year 3. But let's take a look at the rumors. This comes from Fate Unknown. Apparently, this guy has a very high percentage rate when it comes to getting stuff right. But I've seen people say he's been wrong as well. I really don't look at the leaks and stuff because I hate spoilers. But this was really just unavoidable. It's all over the place. So let's see what the guy had to say. Kombat Pack 3. And this is the part that hurts the most. And a second story expansion were planned. Now again, if this is true, we got a full story when Mortal Kombat 1 released. We got an expansion year 2. If we were to get an expansion year 3, I think this would be the best run Mortal Kombat has ever had. Previously, we get the story and we'd have to wait until the next game comes out to find out what's going on in the universe. But with Mortal Kombat 1, they really planned on giving us back-to-back year after year stories. And you can only imagine after year 3, Netherrealm Studios was planning to drop their next game. And who knows, maybe we would have gotten more story after that. So just the potential here is really what kind of takes the wind out of my sails and makes me hope this stuff is really not true. All canceled recently. Allegedly. No more characters after Kombat Pack 2. A cameo or two might make it since there has been work done on them, but I don't know yet. Now, I don't know who this person is or how they have such a high percentage rate when it comes to getting this stuff right, but it's got to be somebody who works for Netherrealm Studios. And they need to find them. And cancel Christmas on this young person, male or female, whoever it is. Terrible, man. Just terrible. Think about it. After this dropped, now we know Ed Boon's been saying more Kombat to come. You had other people on NetherRealm Studios team, even the Mortal Kombat page, I believe, was saying more Kombat to come after Chaos Reigns. It was the plan. It's what they wanted to do. If WB did cut it off or whatever and said, you guys, no more, work on the next thing or whatever, it's not up to Ed Boon to make that decision. And you got people throwing Ed Boon's quotes at him. Just imagine, like people always say, we want NetherRealm and WB, Ed Boon, we want them to communicate with us. And they have been communicating with us, saying this was going to be the longest Mortal Kombat game, the most supported. Like this was us telling them what they had planned. But, you know, WB, they're having issues right now. If they had to cancel Christmas on the plans, it's not Ed Boon's fault. It's not NetherRealm's fault. It's not anybody who's running these Mortal Kombat Twitter pages' fault. So I'm sure they're just as hurt as we are, the people who love Mortal Kombat at least, if this stuff is true. So to throw back quotes at them, telling us what they wanted to do, it's nasty. It's just nasty, man. I mean, we got to be good people at the end of the day, y'all. And that's not being a good person because you're making people feel even worse than they feel right now. Because I'm sure it didn't feel good for them to have to make this decision, if it is a decision they in fact had to make. So y'all got to relax. Objective Painting says, thanks for info. Any idea on why they canceled? Now, this is another part that really makes me think that this was done like in bad taste or negatively, because the simple answer this person posted here was Chaos Reigns sold poorly. Now, we don't have any way to prove that. We can't see the numbers, but I mean, we do see sales going on, even though it's Black Friday. There are pretty big sales and refer a friend promotions going on. So, I mean, maybe things did not go as well as they hoped with Chaos Reigns. And if you ask me, I don't think it's Mortal Kombat's fault. I think it's the negative people who love Mortal Kombat's fault, because ever since the game came out, you really just have people online just making videos complaining about it. And people who look forward to the game but don't want to spend the money. I mean, games are $70 these days. People were complaining because Combat Pack 2 or Chaos Reigns was $50. So, I mean, I think people are just more tight with their money. And, you know, those negative videos couldn't have helped. So, congratulations, you guys. You love Mortal Kombat and you're killing it. But it didn't stop here. We got this post from the same person. All right, here it goes. Hello, you may have seen recently, I gave the news that Mortal Kombat 1 DLC has been canceled. I guess, I'm sure they loved all the websites posting their news and stuff. As much as they sound like they hate it here, it sounds like they, you know, they love the clout, you know, so they had to come back and double down a little bit more. This has spread further than the MK community, and I do not want that attention. So I'm back here giving you guys some more, what I hope is fake news. So I am stepping away from leaking. Listen to how that sounds. This attention is beyond me, so I'm stepping away from leaking. Good. Hopefully somebody introduces you to some grass. This is why I didn't want to make this video, y'all. I'm gonna crash out. I'm trying to keep it cool, but I'm gonna crash out on somebody. I was going to stay around until Conan and T1000 were done. Good riddance. But I am going to end it now. I will not have any info on future NRS games. Just popping up, ruining everybody's rollouts. Now, one thing I keep seeing people on these videos saying, and you know what, I'm not going to mention anybody's names because that's not what I do. I'm in my box over here. I'm cool. I don't really mess around like that. But people are saying Mortal Kombat 1 was not finished. It was an incomplete game. It was bare bones and we did not like it. Okay. It wasn't perfect when it launched. My biggest problem actually was the character intros not being on the towers, but they fixed it. We complained about it. They fixed it. What does Street Fighter have that Mortal Kombat didn't have at launch? You can play online. They got the World Tour mode. That's it. And don't get me wrong, this is not a crap on Street Fighter party because I like Street Fighter. But an incomplete fighting game was Street Fighter V when it was released. And even Street Fighter VI, you look at that game, sure they have the World Tour mode, which was not good. It was their first run, but it was not good. And all you really have in the game is the character endings. Once you finish all of those, it's a wrap. You don't play online? Too bad. That's all you get. And that's bare bones. You look at Tekken. Now they are doing the story mode and they do have the character endings, but after you finish those, that's it. You play online. There's nothing else in the game. With Mortal Kombat, we did have the full-blown story, and no other fighting game is touching that. We do have invasions, which whether you like it or not, we get updates with new content every season. That's not happening in Street Fighter, and that is not happening in Tekken. Now, is Mortal Kombat 1 the most feature-rich title we ever got? Absolutely not. In that aspect, Mortal Kombat 11 tops it. But to say Street Fighter and Tekken had more when it comes to side content, I think that's absolutely crazy. But this guy continues. For my final post, here is further information about the canceled DLC. Whatever, let's just keep going. First, Chaos Reigns sales were not the only reason, but I mean, I guess that's the only reason you wanted to mention because this is the narrative that's going to get you the most headlines. I bet Fate Unknown saw all of those websites posting these rumors yesterday and they felt like Batman, so they had to come back a day later and drop some more. There were multiple reasons the team was pushed to move on, but the sales were just the big reason. And that's the only one I'm going to mention. The NRS team really wanted to do the DLC and are not happy about it, but they have no choice. So this is what y'all have to understand. If this rumor is in fact true, then you got to pay attention to the details. It clearly says this is not a decision made by Netherrealm Studios. So to go on X and attack these people for something they have nothing to do with, it's unnecessary. And quite frankly, it's nasty work. Because if this is true, I'm sure the team at Netherrealm Studios is just as hurt and broken up about it as we are. So y'all gotta relax. Second, I do not know what the story stuff would have been. It did not make it far enough for me to learn anything about details. Sorry. Now this part puzzles me because if this is true, then this would have had to have been a decision that was just made here recently, because even after Chaos Reigns dropped, we were hearing that there would still be more combat to come. Ed Boon even teased some more cameos that would be added. So How would the story have not made it far enough for them to know anything about? Are they really building these story expansions in a year? Say what you want about the writing, but the presentation and the quality we get from these Mortal Kombat stories, absolutely amazing. And I'm not a game developer, but getting that done in a year sounds pretty impressive to me. Now, they also mentioned some potential characters that could have been added to Kombat Pack 3, but we're not gonna talk about those because I still got hope. Even if this is real, plans change. I mean, listening to this, if this is real, plans changed. So who's to say they can't change again? Plus, we still got Conan and T-1000 to look forward to, so we'll cross this bridge when we get to it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what they call toxic positivity. If you love Mortal Kombat, don't be scared or ashamed to tell people you love Mortal Kombat. They might call you a shill, they might call me a shill, but that's what I don't care about. And why do y'all hate on positive Mortal Kombat creators anyway? I mean, y'all don't see us calling y'all. All right, I just crashed out a little bit, so we're gonna cut that part out of the video and end on a high note with a meme from STB Competitor. Don't mess with us, MK fans. We hate Mortal Kombat. I don't get it, but I have never seen a meme ring so true in my life. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. If you have not bought Chaos Reigns yet, make sure you go buy Chaos Reigns and refer a friend to get some free rewards, because if this story is in fact true, we need to do everything in our power to change it. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.